Are we going to drink some Dreamers?
Yeah. Good thing you're brushing your teeth. Oh, man. Oh, man, it smells like my youth.
Are we going to say anything about the Zimas or not?
We can.
Let's not.
Unless I leave this in. Welcome to the Preacher Podcast, brought to you by the Baltic Effect and Trentendo. I'm Trent. This is Nate.
Hi, I'm Nate.
This episode we're talking about episode 3, season 2, episode 3. It's called Damsels.
Is it
I think it's called Damsels, which is the through line through everything. But before we
in
get started,
distress or no?
kinda. Yeah. Do we have any questions before we get started?
Yeah. I've got questions for you.
Okay.
These are submitted by Bricktails. If you want to submit some questions, Nate at NateBjork.com.
Not doing that this
there
week.
There it is. Nate at NateBjork.com.
Not doing that this week.
Refreshing.
Citrus.
Yeah, beverage. Who has Tracy had great sex with?
Okay, so Cody B, Cody D, and some other dude.
Greg. Houston. Cody H. And Cody D. And then in parentheses, anal for Cody D.
Cody D?
Yeah. Anal. It's not going to help, so it's just anal. Who has Tracy definitely not had any type or quality of sex with?
Eugene?
Correct.
Okay. That seemed like an obvious question, but thank you for the layup.
What is God's favorite song?
God dang it. I meant to go back because I couldn't understand what they were saying. I don't know what was said. I didn't turn subtitles on, so I don't know.
A Walk to the Peak.
A Walk to the Peak. Okay, nice.
What does that song sound like to Tulip?
It sounds like cats having sex near the airport under an ice cream truck.
There it is. Nice.
Yeah, it's good, right?
So
every now and then I'll know one.
So we're on the run.
Mm-hmm. Are we a band on the run?
Oh, sorry, that was a statement, not a question.
Oh.
What's the capital of Florida?
Tallahassee.
That's correct. Let's go to some of Nate's questions.
Which, like, when she did that, I myself started questioning. I'm like, did it change?
In what movie does Eugene say that Mary Poppins
Sound of Music?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I had for that. What'd you think of the episode?
Oh, is that all the questions? Did
Yeah.
I win?
You won the quiz.
I beat it. I beat the quiz today.
Good job, Trent.
Thanks for the questions, Bricktails.
Yeah. Nate at NateBjork.com.
No, I love the episode, man. Well, we mentioned the name of it, Damsels, and that is the through line when you think about it. You've got damsels with what's her face, blew part of her head off, coma girl.
Yeah, Tracy.
And she's damsel in distress. You've got Tulip.
Yep.
Damsel in distress. We don't have a lot of info on why yet.
Nope.
I keep forgetting we just can't like mute or something. I don't know. Anyway, but she's in distress, and we also have Mrs. Kettleman, which I didn't catch her name in the episode. I forget the actress's name.
Yeah.
But the lady that plays Mrs. Kettleman in Better Call Saul. Maybe. Lauren?
Laura, because the dude's name was Lewis, and she's Laura.
Okay.
When they introduced themselves. Mm-hmm. And he's like, you're as hot as fire, or whatever.
Mr. Patriotic type.
Yeah.
Well, we'll back up and we'll start with...
Let's start at the beginning.
Yeah, start at the beginning. So we got all this going on with Eugene, and I'm excited. I'm also not that crazy about it. But I'm glad it's there because it is going to be coming. Like I like that it is not just forgotten. This part about Eugene. And
I thought, and didn't we all think that Eugene was in love with her, shot her, and shot himself?
Correct. Now in the comic, he killed himself because he was such a fan of Kurt Cobain. Mm-hmm. But that wouldn't really line up with today's time.
No.
But I like what they did for this one, and we thought it was something very different from the first season, the way they were handling it, the way they were talking about him. And
sorry, I'm getting an allergy pill. I'll continue.
He's allergic to refreshment. So anyway, where was I even talking about? Yeah, no, they show what really happened there, and I gotta say, it redeems Eugene a little bit, but it kind of also makes me lose some respect for him.
Yeah. Okay. So
it's a complex thing, but you go for it.
Yeah. Here's the deal with that. So I can understand the frustration of being in that position that Eugene was in because I've been in that position a lot of times. Mm-hmm. The thing that we call a lot of people call the friend zone or whatever, which is one of these things where
that needs to be rethought. I think it has been rethought by a lot of people.
Oh yeah, well what I'm saying is clearly he has a crush on his best friend. And the feelings aren't mutual. She doesn't owe him anything.
No.
She's allowed to be good friends with him. Mm-hmm. But he's still frustrated about that.
Well,
if he shot her because he was pissed that she didn't like him, then that's bad. But he tried to kiss her and she said no and gross and was really disrespectful, but that's okay. But if he would have just had they both not gotten shot in the face, and he could have had a chance to say, okay, that's cool.
That is the win-win when no one gets shot in the face.
Yeah, but he would say,
and they're both terrible shots.
Well,
you both fucked it up. How did you both screw it up?
Did you watch the episode? Here's how they screwed it up. She's doing this, and he pushes it up.
Right.
He does this, and then he's like, what?
Yeah, but but it's on her. She screwed it up. It's on her, and then he screwed up his own. Screw-ups.
Okay.
Just gonna say it.
Okay.
Couple of dumb... That was weird. You see when the lights just kicked in?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyways...
It was weird.
What I was trying to say about this friend zone I feel bad for Eugene, but I also feel bad for Tracy, and they're both in a shitty situation. And I don't think either of them are good people, because they're both idiots.
Yeah. I mean,
he thinks Mary Poppins is in Sound of Music. She thinks that the main reason she's mad that her boyfriend got head under the thing is because she's mad because
what's her face is a 5. Yeah. And you got to think about too, that would have been a few years ago. I don't know exactly how long they're saying it was, but it was far more socially acceptable to say things like that because of things like hotornot.com.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? Like the objectification was so strong. People would talk about like dime pieces and things like that. I think it's okay to still call someone a 10 that you're really into, but I think that anything less shouldn't be done. If you want to use it as a way to compliment somebody,
okay,
you got to be. It's tricky though. So okay. I think the best bet would be to just leave it alone. So let's just not rate people. Sure. And so that to me that makes her kind of a crappy person. The thing with the friend zone, and I've thought about this for many years. It's why I'm such an asshole nowadays. It's because I used to be the nice guy, and I would end up in the friend zone. And I've really started thinking about this. If there's a girl that you're interested in, she only wants to be your friend. If you consider yourself in the friend zone, in that you think that there's a chance one day, you're a bad friend.
Yeah.
Here's why. If you can't separate those feelings, then you're not being the best friend that you can be. You're not there to be their friend. You're there to hopefully be more than that.
I see that, but where do you go from that to saying, now I'm an asshole because of that?
Because I used to be the nice guy that ended up in the friend zone.
But being a nice guy doesn't preclude a friend zone.
Well, it more when I say nice guy,
a person who's mad at being in the friend zone isn't a nice guy.
Well, I wasn't saying I was being mad. What I was saying is that I was the sap that was just like, well, okay, I guess I'll just pine for you forever and not be the best friend that I can be, or cut ties and separate. But then if you say you don't want to be somebody's friend because you want to be something else, then that makes you like an a-hole. When I think in reality, if you're interested in being in a relationship with them and being just friends is not enough, you don't need to be friends with them. Unless it's like you... I don't mean to be mean to them. Yeah, you see them in public, you see them at parties.
I think you gotta talk to them about it.
You can't go sit on their bed and let them cry on your shoulder.
No.
Because you're gonna have more feelings. I think it's a slippery slope.
I think the mature thing to do in whatever situation is just, tell the person, sorry, I'm not really interested in you that way. But... I really do appreciate your friendship.
Yeah.
Now, if you're gonna... here's the thing: if someone likes me and I'm only hanging out with them to make myself feel attractive, then that's another shitty thing.
I assume that's why you hang out with me.
Yeah, obviously. I had a.
I'm like Seabiscuit, except not the winning part of it.
I had a friend. She's still a friend. Who we had a conversation one time, and she told me that she felt bad because she knows that I like her, and it makes her feel good to hang out with me, and she says she feels like a bad friend.
Wait, that's. Yeah, I don't like that.
No, and I was glad she. I was glad she.
Well, maybe that's the lesson. Be open about the stuff and just say, "Hey, listen, I got feelings for you. I do. I don't know that I can separate. I don't know that that's ever going to go away. But I know that if I'm around you, I'm going to think I would like to be, in a relationship. I want us to go out. I want us to be going out, and then eventually us do it. Like that's how you should talk.
Yeah, absolutely. You should absolutely talk that way.
But no. So it's interesting, and I haven't thought about things like being in the friend zone in such a long time because I'm old now. Drinking Zemo. What you got going over there?
Nothing.
Okay. I thought you saw something. I was like,
yeah.
Is it a spider? So anyway, no. I thought it was cool. I thought it was interesting. I do love how just idiotic Eugene really is, where he's just like. He's like, door, gun, door, gun, door, and he just freaks out like Courage the Cowardly Dog or something, and then turns his face into an asshole. But I also wanted to throw out there, I'm glad that we went back to Anvil, and just it really highlighted how stupid of a town that was. I mean, I guess it's like a lot of other little towns.
Yeah.
But just those two idiots being there, just it feels like Anvil.
Yeah.
But anyway, then we got to see. What hell looks like, apparently. Looks like an old-fashioned prison. I was thinking about that, how he's got...
Old-fashioned prison with a futuristic...
disco ball.
Disco ball that makes it into a... what's the thing, Shane, that they have on Star Trek? One of those simulators that you go into. Holodeck. It's like a holodeck on Star Trek.
Oh!
Yeah.
Please don't make me watch an episode.
I'm not going to make you watch an episode.
Don't make me watch an episode. This is the holodeck.
It's like a holodeck.
But I was just thinking, it was...
Yeah, sorry for bringing up something that you didn't know about and trying to make it so that our listeners and viewers...
It's just Star Trek.
...have a touch point.
It's just Star Trek.
We're going to watch all of Star Trek after this.
Oh, Christ. I tried watching some on my own. Pass. Hard pass. I'm sorry. I did that. I watched that and X-Files and Twin Peaks for you and for Brendan, and I did just not my cup of tea.
You don't have to like everything.
I do, though. So anyway, no. I'm glad that you brought it up. I'm just messing with you. But it's interesting what they're showing in that for Hell. It seems like I remember something different from the comic, but it doesn't matter. Because they are taking the same things in a different direction, at least slightly, which is really good. It's the kind of thing that I liked about Walking Dead, is that they stuck to it a little bit, and then they just went off. And that's awesome. That's great. Give us, because we've waited this long, to see a show from it. For people that do know the comic, well, now you're getting something extra, because they're not making new comics of it, so I think it's pretty dope.
Yeah.
All right, so then we move on to which I'll go ahead and finish talking about Eugene, because we come back to him. It's later on that we see the door opens in Hell, and he's in the hallway.
Do you think that the technology going down? Do you think that it has something to do in part with God being missing, or is it just a coincidence that God's missing and also there's some or do you think shit just breaks down in Hell sometimes? Maybe Hell for that lady is always fixing shit.
I was gonna say
maybe her Hell is she was a maintenance person.
I was gonna say about that lady, is she also in Hell? I mean, she's in Hell, but does she how do you get that job of Hell's custodian?
I mean, is she like a demon? I mean,
is
she assigned to 3767211? That
we need rules here, people.
That block,
that's what Nate's always talking about is rules.
Yeah. And Eugene's sub number is 725. So I like to think that there are...
You were not going to ask those, were you?
No. I just said it, so I'm not going to.
You're a good guy.
So, at least, according to what I'm thinking here, Eugene is the 3,767,211,725th person in Hell, according to the number on his shirt. That's my thought.
My thinking is well, I was about to say something really stupid. I was gonna say my thinking is that when one person leaves Hell, then they reassign the number. But I'm like, wait, it's not prison. It's hell. I don't know. That's an interesting thought.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool if that's the case. I don't know if they'll ever mention it. It might have been just like they got to design something, so they got to come up with a number. What number do we go up with? That's it. But no, it comes back. Apparently, he's located near Hitler.
Mm-hmm. Next door neighbors.
Yeah, howdy, Nabe. But that wouldn't be the first German that would come up in this episode. Moving forward into, I guess the next big thing. Well, yeah, we're gonna go to like the road trip. They're on the way there. They come up with Mexi Jazz. They're getting frustrated. Tulip's very frustrated with the plan, obviously.
Yeah, well, she doesn't want to get murdered.
Mm-hmm. Well, so a big part of it is what she had said before, because what was the guy, Gary, that shows up murdering? Was it Gary that she ends up?
Yeah, it was Gary.
Okay. I know you're doing a thing, but still answer me. Please don't make me feel like people can't hear me. If you start doing that, then I start thinking people really can't hear me.
He's a ghost sometimes. It's a thing. It's a fun prank I like to play on him, where he thinks he's a ghost and I don't hear him. Or
I walk past him and you're like, "Ooh, is there a window open?" And you just ignore me.
Yep.
So no. So yeah, she's on the lookout for those people that are trying to find her. I do happen to know a little bit about the comic and who is kind of going after her. I won't say anything about that because saying anything would give away something I wouldn't want to give away. But it is similar to something that does go in the comic. It's pretty cool. Pretty excited about that. But then I don't know. Like, where do you want to go from there? To me, well, I guess we need to talk about finding God.
Yeah. So how much? Because we talked about the comic and it looks like it's pretty close to what it is. I don't know how much speculation to do.
Mm-hmm. I think you should speculate away.
Okay.
If you're right, you're right. You're wrong, you're wrong. Who gives a shit?
Okay.
It's fun. Speculating's fun, man.
It is, but I don't want you to tell me if I'm right or wrong.
Won't do it. Won't even hint. Speculate away.
Well, I know. I'm just trying to think. But
I don't remember everything.
I just assume that the what's her face, the tulip pieces, and I don't give a shit. It's just some boss that she crossed is a thing, and but my main interest is who are these dudes in white, and that's my main thing.
I'm glad you brought that up because I do want to talk a little bit about Tulip and that.
Okay.
I'm not speaking this from the comic, but I think some of this is definitely not in the comic. But point being, you remember in the first season, there's a guy that's in all white wearing a Panama hat. She goes to him, he's watching a snuff film.
Yeah.
And she gives him the map she was trying to get from the guy she killed in the cornfield. Remember that?
Right.
Okay. I do know.
Was that Vincent?
No, people have been speculating that's supposed to be a hair star. Okay. Which is the guy we see at the end of this episode.
Sure.
The guy with the jacked up eye and everything.
Yeah, I know.
So, it does have something to do with the guys in white. And I can tell you, and I don't think this is a spoiler alert, those guys have to do with spiritual things, kind of. In a way. In a weird roundabout way, they do. So the reason I'm saying that is you think about how they're on a trip to find God, which is the biggest thing. Mm-hmm. They go to the preacher man that had whiskey, because there was whiskey. Which, by the way, you caught, you were like, the rat water whiskey. Yeah. But they go to the preacher that has the whiskey. He talks about how he was in Mesopotamia and he had read about a map of where God would go.
Yeah, but he was being sarcastic.
I think some of it he was being sarcastic at, but I think he really does know like where God is.
Because they're like,
going.
Really? And he goes, no.
Oh, did he say no?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
he's like, no, because that doesn't exist. This never happened before.
But I remember the line was that I remember how he said it now, but I know what you're talking about, though. Well, getting back to what I'm saying is Tulip did sell a map to somebody, and I do have an idea of what those people want, the people in white. And I think that makes that tied a little more to what Tulip did in the first season, which is baller. And it's really cool, if I'm right. I could be wrong. Okay. Because that's not that part. The little part that I'm connecting with is not in the comic. But I don't want to say any more about those people. I don't want to, chance giving anything away.
Well, okay, I think they're either a government organization that knows about the spiritual shit, or they're actually like maybe some angels.
Yeah, not going to confirm either way. But
that's fine. I'm not asking you to.
That's why today I was like, I want to say that they have something to do with like spirituality. I'm like, well, it's a show called Preacher.
Yeah.
They're going to try and find God. I don't think I'm giving anything away.
No.
But I feel like it's tied a little bit to that map that she saw. And I can't wait to see how they reveal everything. To see how your speculating comes out. But yeah. I think, that's definitely right, like one of the coolest parts of the episode. I mean, I like it when he hits the guy with the glass. He plastics that guy in in the bar. He slides the plastic glass.
I like that too.
The plastic glass.
Yeah.
Take the boy out of the trailer park. Anyway, so he does that, and he has that smile on him, like I could have kicked that guy's ass. And he just lights a cigarette. Or no, he does kick some ass, doesn't he?
Well, there's that montage where it gets blurry and he's drunk, and so he's clearly beating the hell out of some dude.
Yeah. Okay. So
but the one guy who takes a swing at him outside the bar, like, is so drunk that he falls over it. So.
Now, I will say this. I'm kind of jumping around a little bit, but the when he's fighting the guys in white, I noticed this time on the watching that they did that thing where right before the punch is about to connect, they remove a few frames. They speed it up.
Oh.
So it's like normal speed, and then wow, like at the connect, and it really makes it feel really, really good. They don't do it on all of them, but a lot of the hand punches, when he gets to using the baton, not as much, probably because it would look like even faker. But I love that, like, Dominic Cooper, he's not really an action guy. Like, we haven't seen him be an action guy in any of the films I've watched.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like in Preacher, and I'm like, I'm sure he's...
I'm saying this is opening the door. I'm saying this is like showing that I think he can for a guy that no one's really considered to be that before. I think it's cool. I thought the fight scene was great. Like the last hit that he gets, it's just like he goes a little bit slower on the pullback, and then just a huge wallop on the last hit. I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But so that's what's going on there. And then Tulip is our second damsel that we're talking about. She's gone off with Cassidy to, what's the guy's name? Dennis.
Who's Dennis?
I don't know. He's a real pest. He's a real Dennis the annoyance. A real Dennis the...
He's something to society. Now, my question is, who's Dennis? I think he might be another vampire.
I don't know. I think he's a vampire too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that would be kind of cool.
Listeners, write in.
Yeah, let us know what you think or what you actually know, because then we won't see it until next week. Or you know what? You could also comment on the YouTube page. I didn't
like and subscribe.
I didn't mention that at the beginning. If you didn't listen to the last episode, if you're getting audio only, go to YouTube and do a search for Trentendo. You can get the video component. If you're watching the video and you just want the audio, you can go to iTunes and do a search for Baltic Effect or Preacher Podcast. You'll find us. You can download the podcast there. But getting back to it, I don't know, man. I got to back out from the individual stuff real quick and just kind of talk about the episode overall, because that's how I look at stuff. And while this episode had cool stuff in it, not as exciting for me. But, you know, it had the weird stuff, which is the guy dressed in the dog gimp suit. Yeah. Which was...
What are you not supposed to get on the fur?
Semen.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a quiz question that I forgot to say.
Dude, I would have been crushing this one, man. Unless Nick, CR, or Shane, or Sadie were playing. But did you... When he was asking for... He says he's there to find God. Did you think it was going to be something sexual?
I thought it was not going to be what they want.
Well, I knew it wasn't going to be what they wanted, but I was just like, this is going to be something dirty. This is going to be something dirty. And yeah, it's pretty dirty. I
thought it might have been a drug thing.
That's interesting. That's a thought. Like they were buying cocaine or something. Like lots of cocaine.
I would say something better if it's called God and you get sent to a bunch of different places.
It's better than cocaine.
I don't know.
Meth.
Because like if it was just a drug, if it was just like a simple like cocaine, it'd be like, okay, come in the back.
Yeah, I know.
Some shit.
Well, I thought, kind of backing up a little bit further, I'd mentioned to Nate when we were watching how much I love the intro of the show. I love the song, like, a lot. Like the, I love that so much. I love that they're showing clips of the episode that's about to happen. Because they show, like, the guy in the dog suit. I didn't know it was going to be this episode. I thought it might just be, like, the season in general. So I wasn't paying enough attention the last couple episodes, as per usual. But, it's so, like, immediately there's a dog. And immediately there's a lot of this stuff that was in this one. Although they showed some stuff from the last episode.
Yeah.
Like, they showed the bloody heart thing that
they showed the exploding car that gets lit off by that marijuana cigarette.
That's the spliff.
Yeah, that jazz cigarette.
that jazz cigarette's better. Okay, that's pretty
the left-handed cigarette.
That was what I was trying to think of. Jesus. But so it's like Banshee in a way. Remember, Banshee would change like one thing every few episodes of the intro. And I think about Banshee a lot when I watch this because
I do too.
I get kind of the same enjoyment. Nate and I really, really loved watching the show Banshee. that was on Cinemax for, what did it go, like 4 seasons?
I think so.
4 or 5 seasons, something like that. And it's probably one of the most like violent shows I've ever seen. Not one of the goriest, but there's like so many fights. Like the lead character just was getting punched in the face.
It's just all the time.
It was like his face was like a magnet for fists. Like he just, and he looked like he was going to get punched. Like that's kind of face is like, this guy's going to get punched today.
Yeah.
And they drink whiskey and stuff all throughout of it. And like Nate and I would like get steaks and watch Banshee and drink whiskey. And it was just like super awesome. It was a lot of fun. It's a show that we didn't have to take very seriously.
Yeah.
Whereas this show I take a little more seriously, but I get the same hints of everything. Do you need another refreshing?
Oh no, I'm good.
Okay. You never want another one again?
No, it's okay. I'm just trying to pep myself out with some caffeine.
We're gonna call attention to this. I know we said we wouldn't, but you've never had a Zima before.
What are we talking? What are you talking about, Zima?
I was gonna get your review on it as well.
It's I don't know. It tastes like
a wine cooler.
No, it tastes like Smirnoff Ice kind of. Like those kind of things.
It's 100%
it like a malt beverage.
It's 100% Smirnoff Ice. Or remember Bud Ice? That was a thing?
No.
Yeah, Bud Ice was a thing. Tasted almost identical to this. There was, I think, Natural had one. Natty Ice. Because there's Natural Light, which is...
No, Natty Ice is beer.
Oh, Natty Ice is just regular beer?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I know that any of these they do where it's like this kind of iced over, this Smirnoff twist and things like that. It's a malted beverage, but... I purchased these. I went to a store and there was a display of Zimas, and I went to the counter and I told the guy, I said, "Oh, Zima's back." And he goes, "Yep." And I go, "I gotta take a 6-pack of it." And I set it down with the rest of my groceries, and he goes, "You're the third person to say something about that, but the first one to buy." Guess who's laughing now?
Yeah, all the way to the Zima Bank.
Z-Bank. But okay, so getting back to the episode, sorry about that. Yeah, no. This episode wasn't the best to me, but it was still really good. And it's one of those episodes where it was over so quick. And I think that's, in my opinion, that's a testament to how good the episode actually was, that I'm all of a sudden, I'm like, wait, what? It's over? Because I'm just it's so fast paced that the time goes by and you're not even thinking about it. If an episode drags and you're like, oh God, there's only 20 minutes of this, that's probably not a pretty good episode. So I think that while... initially, I wasn't as excited about it. I think I did thoroughly enjoy this episode.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Any like drop in? What are some of your individual thoughts about stuff?
I've never been to New Orleans.
NOLA.
I think I would like to.
Well, you're such a traveled man. You should.
It'd be neat to go see it. But it looks exactly like I've always imagined it.
Gross.
Really shitty. Yeah.
Smelly.
It was good. It was good. I don't like that stupid "Walking to the Peak" song. Yeah, get out of my face with that.
Walking to the Peak song. Oh, the jazz song.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those like crazy everywhere jazz songs.
Yeah, you don't get it, man, do you? No, there's nothing to get. It's stupid. It's a bad song. He counts it off, and it doesn't even start at that tempo.
He goes 1 and a 2 and a.
Oh, that's what jazz guys do. That's how they count it off. Yeah, they do. 1, 2. That's how they do it.
But then he didn't do that. He didn't make with what he needed to do.
No. But I like how they finish the last song, and the guy's like, as soon as the last note's done, fucking ZZ Top goes, "Hey, play another one," and the guy's like, opens his piano back up as if they finished the song, shuts it right away.
Bad continuity.
Yeah, like who says that was their last song anyway? Their last tune anyway. Unless they said beforehand, we gotta get out of here. This is our last one.
So make it a good one.
Yeah.
Your kids are gonna love it.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting they showed us two people that could have presumably been thought to be God, and that is the small bald-headed man that was, opened the curtain for the dog.
Yep.
And then he's at the jazz place listening to the song, that apparently God likes. And the guy sitting next to him is a big dude with a long beard. Again, these are like things that people have mentioned to depict God as a human form, and they kind of did those right in moments where he's really, or what we would think would be really close. I thought that was interesting. I don't know if that was the exact choice or the thought.
Sure.
I don't know why George R.R. Martin has grown his beard out that long and showed up, but
But he decided to. He decided to take a break from not writing.
I'll write your family into a book and kill them. He didn't say that. George R. R. Martin's awesome. Getting back to it. Trying to think where else to go from here.
I'm trying to think of it too.
Because then the other thing is, we'll move forward if we think something will come back. But the last damsel is Mrs. Kettleman, Laura, we believe. Look, I saw her and was like, I know her. I know her from something. She looks really familiar. And I was like, nah, no, it's not. And all of a sudden, Kettleman's from Better Call Saul. She's the wife, because they always had her in the hair that she actually has at the end of the episode. Had her all va-va-voomed up. Mm-hmm. They had her looking like a 10. Mm-hmm. But we get... It's an interesting thing, because we're like, okay, it's this, lady singer that's in trouble, like one of these stories from the what's it called when everybody's really sad? The Depression. It's like one of those like speakeasies or something, like a singer in that, but she's got some troubles, and a man's gonna come help her. Yeah, because she's a damsel in distress. Just light my cigarette and I'll tell you about my troubles, darling. Like one of those kind of deals. And then I absolutely love the part where she goes, clean yourself up and meet me outside. And I was thinking, what? And then he goes, and then Jesse goes, what? And then she splashes the drink.
Perfect. That was great.
So good. It was really, really good. Mm-hmm. But then we find out, okay, so there's a little more to her. She's a single mom, presumably. Has a kid at home, somebody taking care of the kid. And then she's going to leave. So wait, okay. I'm kind of messing up the order of this a little bit, because he goes after her, and that's when the van of, I'm just going to call them white dudes. The van of white dudes, one of them just happened to be black. Yeah. But the van of white dudes with power ties, or white power ties. Men in white. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll call them.
Galaxy Defenders.
Uh-oh. Didn't he have like a...
We said I'm dressed in black. Remember that. In case we come face to face and make contact. Something else. Doop, and just bite it. It's for the look. We don't light it. That's a different...
I remember how hot that song was, man. It was so hot.
Miami, South Beach, feel the heat.
He did like some kind of like crazy dance move where he'd like, just slide with me, just slide. I think that was the same song, if I remember correctly. I also remember...
They're all the same song.
I also... Oh, no, don't slight the prince like that. The man that would be Prince of Bel-Air. But...
Oh, the fridge got shipped. My little fridge.
Yay! Yeah. I told you have a little fridge.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. So anyway, fight scene we've already talked about that I liked. He uses the voice of God. So, he was trying to not do
why
that.
Why isn't dude coming?
I think he is. It's just, maybe he lost the trail. And so all of a sudden that happened.
He came, quickly the previous two times.
Well, he'd been using the voice a fair amount. So I feel like that was like a constant beacon for him. Okay. And so he was moving in the direction. And they were also stopping and stuff. This time they've gone a little bit further. He's been abstaining from using it. And so now I feel like he might have been wandering a little bit. But then that happens. He's like, oh.
Yeah, it's like when Frodo puts the ring on and that draws the Nazgul.
Exactly. It's exactly like that. So it's interesting that he uses it twice in rapid succession. And then he's just going to go, presumably, somewhere to go to sleep that night. Good plan.
Yeah. Maybe he thinks that if he maybe I mean it's a risk, because you're like, if I use it, then bad guy's gonna come. He also thinks that Ganesh called it off. Off the hit.
He thinks it's over. Yeah. Well, you know what? So that's an excellent point. That means the only reason he would be abstaining from using the voice is because Tulip doesn't like it. Yeah. Which makes a lot of sense. Mm-hmm. He totes could have hooked up with Mrs. Kettleman. Mm-hmm. But he was not. Mm-hmm. He was putting her in the friend zone. Mm-hmm. Just like Tulip has put Cassidy in the friend zone and Eugene in the friend zone. It's all about the friend zone. I need to stop saying friend zone. It's kind of a shitty term. I feel bad talking about it even. Mm-hmm. But they've put boundaries on their relationship. Mm-hmm. Let's do that. Let's say that. Seems nicer in a weird way. Anyway, so she is a part of this group. She gets picked up by what's-his-face. And then from there, we get the last little bit of Tulip. We get her trying to get change for a 5 or change for 100.
They really fucked up because they fucked that scene up. And here's what should have happened. She's putting the coins in the thing. Bad guy's behind her. She's putting the coins in the thing. And gets a pack, smokes. Pop, pack. They're like, hey, turn around, whoever. And she's like... What? That would have been cool.
Well, she never turns around.
Well, but she should have lit a cigarette.
She might.
She did turn around.
Oh.
She did turn around.
I thought she was still facing.
She turned around. She turned around.
They fucked up then.
But she should have lit a cigarette. Blow it right in the dude's face. What?
My thoughts on that were, because, like, she clearly knew they were there.
Yeah.
She was, like, taking her time, and the way, well, I guess when she turned around.
That's why she should have lit her cigarette.
That was pretty good. I was thinking that maybe, this is just me, but when
Are these clean?
I don't know. You can grab one out of the inside if it's not. They might be dusty.
Let's set these aside.
They're probably clean but dusty. We need to go through and give those all a good, like, clean. That's why I like the case for those, so they don't get dust on them. Just out of frame, you've probably seen in other episodes, there's a giant rack full of shot glasses. Like, a ridiculous amount of shot glasses. Mm-hmm. An unnecessary amount of shot glasses.
Yeah.
Are you pouring me one, or just two for you?
Yeah, you want one?
That's good. But no, that's... I kind of don't have a whole lot else about the episode. I know that, you know, we have a few emails, so those are definitely going to go into it a lot better. That stuff's good, man. Well, here we go. Preacher, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, man. Okay, so, you want to start with the emails?
Yeah. All right, we got 3 emails. You can send your emails, but no, didn't you already tell us an email? That's for sending questions. Excuse me. It hit me hard. Okay.
That's a joke. Bought a bottle of whiskey. As you choked. Said it made you feel dirty.
I don't know what the song is. Baltic Effect at gmail.com. Here's one from Shanogle.
Hey, Shane.
Hola. I freedom a bit too much yesterday and then watched the episode and honestly wasn't in a state of mind to focus on it a lot. But here's what I did remember when I woke up this morning. I liked the backstory we get on Eugene at the beginning of the episode. Turns out he didn't kill Tracy, which I was hoping was the case. Mm-hmm. But he wanted her suicide in about the worst way possible. Or he handled her suicide in about the worst way possible. Yeah. I know you wanted to protect her family, but destroying the suicide note and then attempting to kill yourself is not the way to go, man. Eugene's in a loop of his worst memory, just like the Saint of Killers was. I guess hell has standards and practices. I wonder what...
Yeah, it's not Guantanamo Bay. Oh, he got political! He threw down some truth.
Watch out. Truth to power.
Sorry.
I wonder what memory Hitler relives. Getting rejected from art school, probably.
That's pretty good.
Jesse must have been very excited that the first person he talked to in New Orleans pointed him towards God. Too bad he was dyslexic and thought he said dog.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was the joke. You know, what is the... Yes, whatever, yeah.
Look, that was a bad joke, but I'm doing the best I can here.
But I'm glad you brought it up. I'm glad you brought it up.
According to the internet, here's what the French guy was saying to Cassidy.
Oh, no way! Oh, this is awesome.
It's not Dennis, it's Denny. What do you want now? You always want something, don't you? Perhaps it's nothing, or it'll be different this time. After you come into my home, you turn my apartment into a pigsty, you eat and drink like crazy, and you party all night. And where are your other prostitutes? I'm too old for this.
Whoa, that's awesome!
Yeah.
That's cool!
I am intrigued by the white-suited group that Jesse confronted, the history between Cassidy and French dude, Tulip confronting her past, Eugene's story in hell, and the whereabouts of the Saint of Killers. There's a lot to look forward to next week. Until then, Trent, be nice. Nate, be nice. Stella, be a pretty kitty.
She already did that. She's all day, son. Very, very nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, we got some from Nick CR, but they are not... We didn't read them last time, did we?
No.
Okay. So I'll jump in on Nick CR's for 201 and 202.
Okay.
Let's see. Thoughts on Preacher episode 201 on the road. Hiya, fellas.
Hey.
That was awesome. Cheers, Nick CR. All right. Nick also wrote us about episode 202, Mumbai Sky Tower. He says, hiya, fellas.
Hi.
That was awesome. Cheers, Nick CR.
Cheers, Nick CR. Thank you for your emails. Thanks for the thoughts.
All right, says, I just read 2. Do you want to do Bricktails?
I'll do Bricktails since you just did 2 in a row. Wow. How did you... This is from Bricktails.
I'm such an asshole. Woo. And I keep you in the friend zone.
Hello, gentlemen, and Stella.
Stella. Uh-oh. Aww. She always performs.
You're a good kitty. She's got a haircut.
Yeah, she did.
Look at how skinny and she looks with her haircut. Mm-hmm. You're a good kitty. Okay. Hello, gentlemen and Stella. Oh, you said Stella. I gotta pick her up. Sorry I didn't...
She's like, God dang it.
Sorry I didn't write last week. I didn't realize that this show had already started.
It snuck up on us.
I'm caught up now, and based on the first 2 episodes, I was kind of with Nate. I missed Danville and some of the characters there, and wasn't so thrilled with the road story.
Okay.
The problem with the road story is that even though you get to meet lots of new and crazy characters, you never spend enough time with them to really develop story arcs for anyone but our main characters who travel on into the next place.
It is tough. It is very, very tough because it turns them in. It makes things a little more two-dimensional. So I can definitely see your thoughts on wanting to stay in Anvil. I mean, I think the only reason I was wanting it to get on the road is because I know that's where the story goes. Mm-hmm. But if I didn't know that, I would want him to stay in Anvil. So
this week, though, started to turn me around on this. We got some intrigue as the bartender, the jazz singer, and some random guys in white seem to be in a conspiracy to find out what Jesse is up to.
What are you up to?
We're also starting to get more Tulip storyline. Back in the very first episode, she's killing people with corn and shooting helicopters out of the sky with homemade bazookas. Mm-hmm. Seemed like she was part of some huge story. But then, after she gave that map to someone who gave it to someone at a very artistic film festival, she kind of got relegated to the girl pining after Jesse. Hopefully we're getting back into a better story with her. By the way, I'm so over the whole love triangle story. I hope they give that up soon. Yeah. So now, all of the guards from hell seem to have gone off duty, leaving Eugene, Adolf, and who knows who else wandering around the halls. Does that mean that since God has abandoned heaven, the devil also has abandoned hell? Maybe the devil heard about God going away and sees this as an opportunity to invade the earth? Or maybe the devil decided that since there's not God left to oppose, there's no real point to it and gave up.
Maybe he went down to Georgia.
In any case, I was glad to get to see Eugene back, though his backstory was really sad. Well, guys, all we know is that God has a crappy taste in music. Time to go eat a taco, but maybe I won't go all the way to Mexico. Bricktails.
Woohoo! All right. Yeah, thank you, buddy. All right, we got one from Nick CR.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to sweep it with all the Nick CRs. The Nick CR hat trick. This is for Damsels 203. He says, "Hiya, fellas."
Hi.
Wow, that was awesome. Somehow I thought Cassidy would get up to more mischief in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Well, we're not done yet. Wow, Betsy Kettleman sure has changed since Craig went to prison. If I were in Jesse Custer's shoes, I would have let her kiss me twice and then given her demonstration of the power of Genesis by making her hop on one foot or something. Nick CR, you cad.
Nick CR, you cad. What was I saying when we were watching it the first time? Get your tits out.
Yeah, that's what the juxtaposition of you saying that and then Nick CR being like, I would let her kiss me twice. Like, he's such a gentleman. Not that you're not, but you did say get your tits out.
Get your tits out.
Sorry, Nick Sierra's mom. To answer Nate's question, yes, Canada has a new commemorative nickel out for this year to celebrate Canada 150. I like nickels. Is this where this is going? When I was small and in nursery school, I was a very good reader. In fact, I wasn't a good.
Someone else is in the same boat, Nick. Just because of the one thing, it would have to be that was a good joke. All right. So anyway,
we're gonna cry and drink and cry some more. He wasn't a good reader at all when he was very young. He said none of us could. Huh. Wait, hang on. When I was small and in nursery school, I wasn't a very good reader. Oh, he said nursery school. In fact, I must confess I couldn't read at all. None of us could. Maybe it was a systematic problem. Anyway, each kid had a hook for their coat and a cubby for their mittens and stuff assigned to them in the cloakroom. Since we couldn't read, they put something above each kid's spot that started with the same letter as their name so that we could recognize it. For example, my friend Jeffrey had a joker from a deck of cards taped on his. For me, there was a nickel. So ever since then, I have thought that nickels are special coins made for me. Cheers, Nick Sierra. They are, Nick. They are.
Very cool, Nick.
Yeah, these were awesome emails. Thank you so much for writing in. If you want to be like these awesome people, send them to balticeffect@gmail.com. What were you going to say?
I was going to say I read about a small town in Nova Scotia that's over 150 years old, before Canada even was Canada, populated by runaway slaves.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was just reading an article about it, and I don't remember it at all. But
I can't believe more people didn't make it over into Canada. You know what I mean? Like, considering like how long ago that was.
Yeah.
It's not like they had like border patrol. You know what I mean? Like everything was woods. But I guess like when you think about
wall, you know,
there's
Mexico paid for that one, which was weird.
Are we talking from the future now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing that more didn't get away. That's I don't want to talk about that part anymore. But it's interesting that town got started.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yep.
150 nickel. Good job, Canada.
Yeah, good job, Canada.
This nickel's
someday
for you.
our country will be as old as 150 years old.
We're still like the youngest country, aren't we?
No, we're over 200.
Wait, really?
1776.
Cool. All right.
That's like 240 something.
Anything else anything else?
No. I have nothing else.
I don't know what's wrong with my mouth right now. It's like wanting to like keep saying stuff, but I'm like, my brain has nothing. Like the trains run out of coal.
You're like, I've got things to.
Like the train's going down the track, but there's no coal to shovel into the steam engine. All right. Well, until next time.
On fumes. Sorry. Go ahead.
Email us, send us questions. Come back and watch some more. If you watch the video, check out other stuff. Next week, have a
like and subscribe.
Have a new episode of The Struggle Is Real coming out next week, and more video game stuff. And we'll be back with Preacher. Until next week, Nate is nice.
Trent is nice.
Stella's a pretty kitty, and we love you. Dude, that was it. That was it. I mean, we weren't Nick Kroll and what's his face, but we were.
No.
No. Hey!